Do we really have to talk about this? Really? Okay, whatever. Alright, hi guys, how are you? Thanks for joining me again today. Apparently the entire internet is talking about it, so I guess I gotta talk about it too. Is the iPad Pro really bending? I was scared about that too. When I decided I wanted to buy the iPad, I went and read pretty much everything that I can find about it, and I found a lot of disturbing news regarding people that had bought one and then had found it was already bent out of the box, or that it bent really easily. And of course, it didn't help that there was this gentleman that has a YouTube channel that he's famous for destroying technology. He's famous for destroying technology in his videos, and while it literally, I can't watch these videos because it physically hurts me. He had a really easy time just grabbing this thing and breaking us in half. So I was concerned, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go and buy it anyway. I've been waiting for it so long. I've wanted an iPad Pro ever since the first pencil was released. Then I tried to buy the iPad 2018, the budget iPad that works with the previous old Apple Pencil, and I hated the feel writing on it. I just didn't like it at all. It was so much worse than on my iPad mini, because the iPad mini has a laminated screen. The iPad 2018 budget iPad doesn't have a laminated screen. There's a video about it, my most hated video of all. Feel free if you want to do that to yourself and watch it. Don't watch it. It's just a waste of time. Anyway, so when the iPad, the new iPad came out, the one with this edge-to-edge screen with a tiny little bezel around it, it's almost like the iPhone XR. I really liked it. I wasn't a big fan of the edges, but I thought, no, I love it. It's thin, it's light, it's the perfect size to draw on it, to lug it around. I didn't want to get the bigger one. This was like massive already compared to my iPad mini. And so I said, okay, it's bending really easily. Apparently it's bending really easily. Am I going to wait another year until they bring out the iPad Pro 11 inches S, like they did with the iPhone 6? Or am I finally doing it and buying this iPad and starting to use it the way I want to use it? Mostly to write on it, but also to draw on it. And I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go get it. I picked it up. I brought it home. I didn't spend the money on the expensive Apple case, but I bought myself a case real quick because I was sure I wanted to have this in a case. It's just super slippery. It's really hard to hold, and it's not very comfortable to hold because of the edges. I wanted a case that would protect it from the front and from the back, and it would give me a place where I could store the Apple Pencil. I bought this one from Amazon. I'm going to put a link below. So I'm going to put this in here for you to see what I mean. So the Apple Pencil is now in there in its own little space. There's a front, there's a back. It's kind of a textured back. It doesn't get fingerprinty like the Apple case. It protects the Apple Pencil. It doesn't go anywhere. It protects the camera back, the camera cutout. It has nice rounded corners. It almost gives me the illusion that it's the same kind of rounded corners than the iPhone 7, 8, or 10R. I just love it so much. It adds a little bit of weight to it, but it adds grippiness to it. And okay, that's besides the point. Case. So then what I did is I went to Europe and I brought my Apple iPad with me. Why am I saying Apple iPad? I brought my iPad with me. And what I did is I put my iPad in this bag. It's not a backpack. It is a nylon bag. It's like crunchy. There's no hard back or anything. There's no padding. There's nothing in this bag. It's just a handbag, okay? And I put it in the back here. In the front, I have my cosmetics case, my cable case. Zip it up. My Osmo's here. My phone will be here. And so zip it up, close it. In the back, I put my tickets and whatever, passports. And then I just sling that on my shoulder and off I went. Okay? Just to tell you that I didn't really only use this iPad on my couch or anything like that. I used it in the airplane, and let me tell you, in the airplane, it's tight. There's not a lot of room for people as big as me. I used it for almost 2 months straight now. And my iPad is not bent in the slightest. It's not. Like I said, I traveled half around the world with it, in a bag that was full of stuff, and I was pushing against my hip while I was carrying it. I had it lying around the house. I used it on the lap. I used it holding it like this. I used it in bed. I used it in any kind of position. It's not bent. So, what I'm trying to say is, I don't doubt that there are people out there who have iPads that are bent. And I don't doubt that the iPad bends easily if you're trying to bend it or if you're not careful with it. I also don't doubt that there are certain iPads that are more prone to bending than others. For example, the 12.5 inch and the iPads with the LTE antennas. The aluminum frame around the iPad has perforations in a lot of areas. It has speakers. It has the cutout where the magnet is to attach the Apple Pencil. It has the charging port. It has more speakers. It has little holes everywhere that are like a bunch of microphones. So there's a lot of areas where this frame is more weak than it should be. Oh yeah, the volume buttons and the on and off buttons. It just weakens the overall integrity of the structure. And that's the case with all iPads and the case with all iPhones. That's what it is. So if you also have an antenna, an LTE antenna that, I don't know where it goes on the back, there's even more structural issues. And I do believe that there are iPads that come out of the box and they're already bent. However, I think Apple now acknowledged that there are some iPads that may have issues, although they're talking about 400 micron allowable variation. I have no idea how to measure that, and it doesn't sound very much. So if it's bent visibly, I'm thinking, hoping, trusting that Apple would take it back and give you a new one. I don't ever buy an Apple product without Apple Care. If I can, it just belongs to it. It's just, it's like an insurance for me. So if you have Apple Care and you have bent iPad, I don't think it's an issue. If you don't have Apple Care, it may be more of an issue, but still, I believe, talk to the customer service and they're gonna exchange it for you. Now, if it's bent, like really, really badly, that sounds like you've been trying really hard. So that may be more of a problem. Again, with Apple Care, you have your incidental damage that this should be covered. And even if you want to fight about it, they may give you an extra because it's so delicate. But again, in my experience, it's not. So I'm not sure what's going on. But what I do know is that negative testimonies are a lot more popular on YouTube and on the internet. People click on those links. People watch those videos. People like to share their disappointment. They like to share their anger, and other people get frustrated. And your normal Joe Blow is not going to go out and say, I I love my iPad. He will maybe make a video saying it's crap, my iPad is spent. And so let's not panic. Let's look at the overall picture. How many of these puppies are being sold? How many actually have problems? And trust in the fact that Apple has some of the best customer service I've ever experienced. So if you're on the fence about getting this new iPad and you're just worried about the bending issue, here are my suggestions. If you want the iPad Pro, buy it. Add AppleCare to it and just use it. And don't worry about it. Okay, that's wrong. You should worry about it because you should take proper care with it. Don't be giving it to your 5-year-old. Don't put it on the couch and then somebody will sit on it. If you put it in your backpack, store it in a way that it's maybe between a couple of books, or don't be doing this kind of thing. Just don't. Use it like what it is. It's a thin slab of aluminum covered with a thin slab of glass. You don't throw it around, and you most certainly don't try to bend it. That's the one thing that frustrates me more than anything. Don't try bending it. You can bend it. You can bend pretty much anything. So don't do it. Be careful with it like you would with another item that was made out of aluminum and glass, this thin and this big. When you're carrying a picture frame with you in your backpack, are you going to crush it? Or like, common sense people. Enjoy this marvel of technology, which it is. Productivity is just amazing. Handwriting has become my new thing now. I'm actually doing a lot more handwriting now. I used to type everything. I'm doing a lot of handwriting now. Browsing on the couch is just so much nicer now because I don't have my laptop anymore. I can actually bring this up to my face to read it. Just enjoy your iPad and don't worry about all these voices out there that are screaming bloody murder because some of these iPads are bent. I believe that they're very few. That the vast majority of iPads that are out there are not bent or not broken or not harmed in any way. I'm not clickbaiting or anything like that. I'm just telling you, it went with me to Europe and it came back safe and sound, and it still is safe and sound. If you do have an iPad that is bent, talk to customer service. Tell them what happened, tell them your situation, and ask them for a replacement or for a repair. To me, this is solid. This is a solid piece of slab of glass with aluminum. Am I going to risk bending it? No. Am I going to baby it? Yeah. But I baby all my stuff. So, there. If you have an iPad Pro, I would love to hear your opinion on it. Is yours bent? Do you have any problems? Are you worried about buying it? Let me know. I would be interested to hear. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped some people, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.